Are we having fun tonight, pretties?
This is Witches, Brews, and Banter, where the forest speaks, the dead text back, and the magic is slightly feral. Join Dana Von Hex, Binx Vex, and Bethany Fenyx as we sip, spell, and spill the witchy truth.
All right, so today, on Witches, Brews, and Banters, we're going over the Wheel of the Year, different holidays and days that are celebrated in the craft, and it should be a good time, because we don't know anything. Well, I don't know anything, but they know things. But anyway, so to get us started, we're gonna start with Bethany. Bethany is going to do our card pull tonight. So, what is the universe telling us this evening? I would love
The
to know.
universe. It's being really judgy tonight, you guys.
Ooh.
Not actually. It's just literally judgment. That's the card. So it's kind of like the Fae Pied Piper. Again, this deck is by Zia Hunt. It's the nameless one. So it's pretty cool. That's your sigil. If you do sigil magic and you want to meditate on it, if you feel so inclined, if you feel like the card was calling to you, definitely use that sigil. The affirmation is going to be I hear inner calling and ascend to my highest self. So this one is all about basically pushing you into your uncomfortable zone. So it's about shedding your vices, shedding everything that's going to hold you back, and moving forward into the life that you deserve, the life you have been working towards, and your life path. So it's saying that, like, hey, you're being called and it's time to rise up and beat it. Don't be critical of yourself. Everyone makes mistakes and that's okay. Just keep moving by it. And it's very much a phoenix card. So rise from the ashes. You've been through hell, and you're going to come out on the other side and grow and be better. So super cool there. So not sure how it applies to the Wheel of the Year, except for, I guess, keep going. I would have lost my mind if we got the actual wheel covering the Wheel of the Year. That'd be fantastic. But the universe didn't do that. So we got judgment instead.
The rest was like, nah.
A little more specific with what our intentions are with the episode today.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why it doesn't necessarily exactly
nah.
resonate.
Yeah, but I will take it and I will accept it and I will hear the message because that's what I need to work on, because this is the 5th episode. Y'all already know I am really bad at it.
You know
We
her
already
problems.
know
You know what we deal with here.
collectively a hot mess. All of us. Yeah, collectively a hot
Yes.
mess. Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's our card. So again, the witch's year, the Wheel of the Year. This is also heavy into pagan. So if you're just pagan and not a witch, that's totally cool. Because again, you don't have to be both. You can be one or the other. But there's 8 major holidays that are all associated around the solstices and equinoxes, and it's all very like harvest focused, like when to plant, when to harvest, and all that fun stuff. And then some other really fun ones in between. So the 8, I guess, is Samhain, Yule, Imbolc, Ostera, Beltane, Litha, Lammas, and Mabon. And I probably didn't say at least 4 of those correctly because I have learned from reading and very little auditorial audio. So we'll do our best at pronouncing these things. So
You mean you can learn from reading? That sounds strange.
I know.
Whoever told you that?
I know, it's witchcraft alone.
I'm
I mean, in the
surprised
1600s,
you can read. Honestly,
I would have been burned at the stake. Yeah.
That kind of shook.
You can read?
What?
What? I can sometimes. The little words.
Most of the time.
If I try really, really hard, sometimes I can even get the big ones.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
over 8 letters, you can forget it. Done. Yeah.
I guess I will kick us off with our first holiday to dive into, which is Samhain. Are we ready for that?
Yeah. Why is that one first?
Because technically it's the start of a new year and / the end of another year. Sounds crazy, I know, but that's exactly what it is. It's to celebrate the end of the harvest, of course, the closing of the season, and welcome in winter, which is technically rebirth. That's Yule. Um, it is typically celebrated October 31st to November 1st. And I say the gap because I know some people celebrate it just on one day or the other, but I say the gap because technically it is the longest night and it is when the veil is considered the thinnest between the physical world and the spiritual world. So a lot of people will set out things to call upon and welcome in the dead, which is why it's my favorite holiday. It is a holiday basically focused all around death and our ancestors and stuff. And I love that. I don't know why, but I love that. Call me grim if you must. Historically, it was celebrated with bonfires and feasts and divination rituals and honoring ancestors. Nowadays, we typically celebrate it the same, usually without the bonfires, because we live in city limits and we have to abide by fire
No, we don't.
codes, which is dumb, but we do what we
Boo
must.
sauce.
Um, but essentially, especially even now today, the big focus of this holiday is community and gathering. It's all about bringing the people you love together, celebrating even if they've passed, calling them forward and welcoming them back into this realm for one good old time before they got to go back to the other side. So typically today people will celebrate it with decorating their altar uh for their loved ones, like putting up pictures of their loved ones, maybe little knickknacks or things if you're crazy like me and you have locks of hair or surgical body parts or staples, you can put those out on the altar to honor them in. um Also, we would have feasts. Usually, it would be feast of the harvest. But if you're not a gardener, whatever's at your local supermarket, pick up some of those squashes and pumpkins if you like pumpkins. Some of the other things and some meatses, and have yourself a good old nice feast.
Some meats. Some
Some meats and meats.
some meats.
And if you want to help with aiding wandering spirits who might be around you and maybe not necessarily related to you, but just wandering around, you can also leave out some food and drink just to make sure that they are fueled up for their long journey between the realms. Um, yeah, and other than that, I mean, it's just going to be a focus on spell work, on talking to your spirits, on divination, because again, it is considered one of the most powerful nights of the year, being that the veil is so thin, and our ancestors can very easily reach out to us and say, "Hey, yo, let's boost this a little. Let's put some spice in this baby." It was Celtic. It did start as a Celtic holiday, and it has roots that trace back up to 2,000 years. So that's pretty cool. I thought it was interesting that it went all the way back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my Nana comes through about that time of year and slaps the shit out of me. I really,
Yeah, sounds about right.
yeah. She's like, girl, what you doing? Just, just,
Knock some sense back into you.
knocks me around. Um, cool. So how does it relate to Halloween? I mean, does Halloween and this kind of correlate together, or I mean, because it sounds very similar-ish.
Well, I'm gonna try my best not to get on a tangent.
Okay, no tangent,
but
but
but yeah, essentially it's because I think the easiest way to talk about it without getting too specific is the easiest way to conquer a people is to take things that they resonate with, things that they already practice and they're already super devoted to. Maybe they celebrate it yearly, like a lot of these holidays. You'll find out as we discuss them. It's easier to take those things and instead of just throwing them away and saying, "Hey, don't do this," it's easier to just take it and like incorporate it in the stuff that you want them to do. So that's really what happened. It's a lot of these people were conquered by another group of people, and those people came in and forced their beliefs and their habits on the other people. But to make it easier for them to force upon those habits, they would combine it with what already existed in those areas. And that is a very common theme in a lot of these holidays we're going to talk about. It's a lot of, we'll say, for lack of a better word, and to be nice so that we don't get banned or anything, inspiration.
inspiration. Yeah,
Wow,
I feel
I
like we
wonder
have a
who
lot of
would
that
do
coming
that.
up.
I wonder
I
who
wonder
would.
who would do that.
Who
Mm,
would do
Whoever
that?
could do that.
Uh, um,
Good God.
yeah.
Well,
So, I also know like a lot of the like commercial imagery and stuff comes from actually the fear of this holiday.
Yes.
So at some point it got switched where instead of inviting the spirits to come sit with you, and instead of trying to like connect with loved ones and past ancestors and stuff like that, it became a way to actually scare the spirits off. And that's why we have jack-o'-lanterns, and that's why you dress up as a demon or ghosty or ghoulie or whatever, and go cause trouble, right? Like trick or treat. If you give an offering, wow, what does that sound like? If you get an offering, the spirits go kindly back into the night. If you don't, your house gets teepeed or egged or something like that. So,
So it's actually a little bit of a mixture of both, and it kind of depends what culture we'd be talking about that would be practicing it.
yeah,
Because different cultures, as usual, believe and you know worship different ways. So in some of them, they would do the jack o' lanterns and the little heads, even turnips. Some
yep,
people would carve turnips. My boyfriend's super excited about that. He really wants to do that this year, for Halloween instead of jack o' lanterns.
turnips?
He wants to carve. Yes, he wants to
turnips.
carve turnips. They're apparently the original jack o' lantern. I'd have to fact check that, but that's what he says. Um, so it all depends. And in some cases, it was a mixture. They would welcome in their loved ones and the people they cared about, but also they would set their little jack o' lanterns and their little knickknacks out around the house on the outside to keep any evil spirits, especially since that veil is thinner, right? It that that it, the veil being thinner, it doesn't mean that it's like a bouncer at a club scanning everybody to make sure they're good to come in or not. No,
Yeah.
it's kind of just free reign. Any spirit or being that wants to slip through that veil, Samhain is the best time for them to do it, and you better bet your ass they're gonna try. So,
Nana
um,
coming
it all
through.
depends a bit on the different culture, but you're right that absolutely a lot of that, like especially the jack o' lantern, the spookier, scarier things. Obviously, witches, like the horrible, grotesque looking
Ah.
witches that we see during Halloween, that comes from uh the witch trials and all of the fear around witches then. And if you're a witch, you're bound to turn it out to be a hag because you work with the devil and all of these crazy things. So, but I mean, it goes back to what we were saying earlier about how it's a lot easier to get people to assimilate if you just kind of take their stuff and sprinkle in a little bit of yours.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see. Anything else we need to know about Samhain? Samhain.
Sam Wayne.
So,
Sam Wayne.
Samhain.
so
How's
so
Sam doing?
that's we'll make that our last fun fact about Samhain is some people do pronounce it Sam Hain, some people pronounce it Sam Ween, Sam Wayne. It is technically Samhain. I know it sounds crazy, but literally just flip the M to a W, right? And add like a Y. Samhain.
Samhain.
Easier to remember that way.
Samhain.
Yeah, that was easy.
I'm
Clear as mud.
It was easy.
Samhain. I'm just gonna have to say that like 10,000 times. Okay, cool. So also this is when a lot of witches do their, because it is considered New Year, this is when a lot of witches practice New Year. They set their intentions for the next year and all that fun stuff because the veil is so thin. So especially if you practice ancestor magic, that's the night to do it for sure.
Right. And technically with the wheel of the year, with like how witches have it set up, it's more on the older format where, like Bethany was saying in the beginning, it follows the harvest. So if you think about it logically, if Samhain is all about death and Yule is all about rebirth, that's us closing out the season and preparing ourselves for a new season to start and that rebirth to take
Right.
place.
So Yule's the next one, right?
Yep.
Indeed it is,
Indeed,
madam. Would
it
you like to
is.
tell
I
us
would
about that?
love to tell you about Yule because right, it's a time of rebirth, hope, and renewal. Right. So it's about just yeah, you're burning a Yule log, you're decorating. You've got feasting and sharing. God, this sounds so familiar. Doesn't it
Hmm.
though? Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Feasting.
Feasting, spells and intentions, I mean, this is it, right? So it's marking the longest night and the shortest day of the year. So if you're gonna
What
party,
time
this
is
is the
that?
night you want to do this. This is around December 21st. It looks like. So you're talking about ranges. So I guess, I mean, you could range it within that time, but it's typically around the 21st of December. Um, but yeah, it's about, like you were saying, it's a death and the rebirth. Yule is the time to celebrate, you know, um, just being alive and with your family and with everything. Yeah. Um, I think it's just really cool, you know. Um, it's let me see.
Do you
Yeah, I mean it's
so this is
it's like celebrating customs and things. I'm sorry,
yeah,
I'm learning. I'm learning about Yule. To me,
yeah.
it's like Yule Christmas, Yule Christmas. It's like the same thing. So
That's what I
yeah.
was gonna ask. Like, let's break down the differences because there's actually a lot of crossover, just like Bex was talking about, where a lot of you'll see a lot of stuff taken over from mainstream or other customs or religions and stuff like that, and sprinkled into these that have basically been morphed into it. Um, so yeah, the what Yule is definitely it's because it's the longest night of the year. It's the winter solstice, so it's the direct opposite from summer. So summer solstice, the longest day. But do you do you know what like is specifically Yule versus specifically Christmas?
No.
No. I didn't want to like take your topic over. Um
You
but no,
can.
so
That's baby witch vibes. I don't know. I mean, I just know that you talk about Yule and you look at the comparisons between what is celebrated versus what Yule is, and it's so similar. It's just so similar, even though it's
Mhm.
and I think it's so like amazing to me that it's all about time and it's all about longest day, longest night, and veils and things like that, and how it correlates between what is celebrated versus what was celebrated originally, and how things are taken from one to the other and woven together to build what is the holiday we all celebrate, right? and
Well,
and
most of us.
most of us, um but I love that it's like about warmth, and it's about um just happiness of being alive, and it's about growing, and it's about family, and we just honor the return of the light, right? Because this is the longest night, so after this day the days get longer, so you're honoring the light coming back in. So it's like it's really cool, like it's just super cool.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's literally the rebirth of the
it's
sun.
the
Like
rebirth
it's
of the sun.
the sun being reborn,
Yeah,
restarting that wheel of the year.
Wow, the
restarting the
birth of the
wheel of
sun?
the year. Yeah.
Oh,
That
what does that
sounds
make you think?
weird.
Oh,
Oh, don't say that.
oh,
The birth of the
don't start us
sun.
off, Bethany. Don't start us off, Bethany.
The rebirth of the
This
sun.
this whole podcast will turn into that.
That's
Oops.
oops. Be careful.
Oops.
But yeah,
Um
feasting, drinking, honoring gods. You
yeah.
know, spirits and fae. I mean, it's just all the things. And it's just honoring all of that being alive and real, and the
Ooh,
rebirth of all of that.
that's a fun topic to get into. How do you guys feel about like the deification of Santa, like Santa Claus?
The what?
Yeah. Making
Making like
Santa like a god.
turning Santa into into like a deity
Oh,
because he's so believed in and so
well, because
worshipped.
he's so
Yeah.
jolly and round and shit. I mean, how can you not? And he brings his presents. Damn, girl, he like morphs and fits into the chimney. Of course, he's a
I
god.
love that theory though. I love that theory though that the communal human belief of this jolly little guy in a red suit that rides around on a sled pulled
With all
by
his little his
flying
little deers,
reindeer
yes,
or gators, depending where you're from.
or
Because down here it's
gators.
Papa Noel, and he flies by gator. But
Yeah, so there's actually a ton of different versions of him. If you deep dive into Santa, like it gets
Oh yeah, I
wild. That
love Santa Lord, dude.
Yeah, be ready for a rabbit hole on that one if you guys jump into that.
When we
But
get into Christmas time, we will
do
revisit
a
that.
deep dive on
We can do a
Santa.
special episode all about our Lord and
Savior
Savior
Santa
Santa
Claus.
Claus.
Old Saint Nick.
We'll preach the
Oh,
good
the birth
gospel of
of the
the jolly good
sun. You
night.
guys got my brain just did a
Earth of the
backflip
Sun.
because you're right. Oh my.
Uh-huh.
Ah, damn
Yeah,
it.
because think about it
So
logically, right? When was he actually born? Side
We
eye across
honor the
from.
rebirth of the sun god as he's born from the
he was
goddess,
born in
who is in
springtime,
her wise
according to
crone
the
aspect.
stars.
Think of a sacred mythic reset button is Yule.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um yeah. So
Yeah.
if you get excited about reindeer, if you get excited about Christmas trees, pine trees, cypress trees, any of the evergreens, if you get excited about twinkly lights, if you get excited about decorating trees, if you get excited about baking stuff all night, if you get excited about sitting around a warm fire and drinking a warm drink, congratulations, you're not celebrating the mainstream holiday. You are celebrating a witch holiday.
And to you, sir, I say,
Gasp!
witch!
Exactly.
Gasp!
Ah.
Gasp!
So
How dare you?
Oh.
actual Christmas is kind of a bleak holiday. It's about honoring the birth of Christ. It's about a lot of bread. I don't know why, but a lot of bread.
I
Um,
like red.
and yeah, and wine. And I guess because maybe it goes back to communion. I'm not 100% sure. But all the fun stuff comes from actually Yule. It comes from the pagan holidays, and that's where the crossover happens, right? So they were like, well, we need some kind of holiday to get the pagans to cross over in the winter because they love their Yule. So they came up with that one. Um,
Those darn
These
pagans.
those
bitches
darn
running around in
Celebrate
the
heathens.
every
forest.
year.
Yeah. But the
How dare
custom of
they?
bringing a tree into your house is actually giving the spirits a warm place to stay. So bringing a pine tree, an evergreen, into your house is honoring the spirits of the forest. So this goes to Druidism. And honoring the wood spirits. Same thing with knocking on wood; it awakens the wood spirits, which I love that. But we'll get in. We'll probably do a whole other podcast about
Oh,
things like that.
that's a thing. Oh,
And
I never knew
then
that.
burning, like burning the Yule log,
Burning the
because
Yule
some
log.
traditions do that. I believe it's Nordic traditions that do the Yule log. Um, that is to, as we were talking about with Samhain, to ward off evil spirits and keep them out of your home, and
Mhm.
also bless you for the new year to come and all those good things. But it's to keep the bad uju juju out of your house.
Yeah, because
Keep
it
them
brings
away.
during the longest night. It's supposed to be my understanding of it, and everything that I've learned about it is that you're essentially supposed to hunker down and just kind of have like, it's not like a scary hunker down, but you're supposed to hunker down and comfort, relax, because everything is done, and now you're supposed to start preparing for the sun coming back, getting
Right.
ready to do your crops and all that fun stuff. So
Right.
not necessarily scary, but like still like a hunker down kind of night. And
Right. It's like literally the only bad or negative thing that I'm gonna say negative in quotation because it's not really negative. It's just like a superstition, really. It's supposed to be like a bad omen if you let your Yule log go out. So that's
before
why
the
you
sunrise.
hunker down and you like stay up all night. Right. You keep that fire stroking. You keep those embers burning. You keep that flame going till that first little ray of sunshine comes down through the window and beams you in the head.
Yep.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
That's
Merry
Year.
great.
Christmas.
Happy New
Happy Yule.
Year.
I also know that some pagan traditions do celebrate Yule as like a whole week type thing.
Yes. Yeah, that is true as well.
With the 21st or whatever day is the actual solstice being the main center of that, but it is actually like a whole week of celebration. So baking, cooking, decorating your house, setting everything up, and it's supposed to be before and after. So it's like a week long celebration. So instead of just a lame day in a morning, you get like a whole week, which is super cool.
Yeah, that's actually because it has like Yule has a lot more folklore in it. Like
Mhm.
you've got all this. There's a lead up to Krampus, getting the kids in line, making sure they act their
Oh,
best before Saint Nick
Krampus.
comes, and drops off all that. That's one thing I love.
You know,
I don't know what you want to call
Krampus
it,
is a
but
whole
Krampus
fantasy
got
for
brought
me.
to Louisiana. Like we get Krampus parades and stuff out here,
Yeah.
and I
Really?
love it. It's my favorite time.
Krampus is
Oh
hot.
yes,
Let's be
oh
real.
yes, y'all will have to come
Yeah.
visit me one year during Yule and stuff because they do a whole Krampus parade and it's the best thing in your life. Like there'll even be little fairy women that come up and tell you to
Aw,
shh at certain parts of the parade. Like it's so fun.
that's so fun. I'm gonna have
I'm
to come down there
jealous.
because I thought Krampus was only an overseas thing. I didn't think it was celebrated at all
I
in
did too,
America.
but no, that's why I say I think it's just because going back to Louisiana, and its history, we have immigrants from all over. Like we are a huge gumbo pot. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody just one thing, baby. We
yeah.
got it all
You know
over
what?
over
I'm
here.
moving to Louisiana. I'm
Don't
gonna
do
come.
it.
I'm
Don't
gonna
look.
come.
Jeff Landry is fucking us right now. Don't do it. Go vote. Please go vote. Save our state.
But
I'm keeping that in. Just so we all know I'm keeping that in.
oh,
Yes, please do. Oh my god.
go vote.
But no, there's great. So I really push everyone to do your own research on uh these different customs around the world. I got so I homeschool my kids because I live in a state that has terrible education. So I homeschool my kids, and we got together with a bunch of other homeschool, like a co-op and stuff like that. And we had a woman who was fantastic. She did a short class. She was from France, and so she did a short class on like world religions on how they celebrate Christmas. And I was like up front, like sitting with my knees up to my chest, like taking notes because I was like, yes, please, like
Me.
tell me more. And it was like for the kids, but I'm sitting there in the circle myself, like, like, yeah. And so there's a whole bunch of different customs. So like you could leave your shoes out at night, and if like elves come and put candy in them. And there's my favorite that I just thought was freaking hilarious, and I wish I could remember which country does it, which culture does it, but it's somewhere in Europe. And they have little creatures that they build um in their yards, and they're just like little like wood things that like stick up, and then you put a blanket over them, right? And the kids are supposed to go out and give offerings to this little guy, like food offerings, right? So again, giving offerings to the spirits, the nature, and all that fun stuff. And then the next day, the little creature poops out presents, and
I
you're
love
supposed to
that.
go
I love
lift
that
up
so
the
much.
blanket and check its poop for presents. And that's like
I love that.
fantastic. Like I could just see my kids being so happy about like, I'm gonna go check the poop. Like
The little
just
witch
see
We're
my
gonna go
went
check the
for
poop.
us, Mom. I'm so excited. Because I'm
yeah.
thinking like treasures and shoes. I'm like, my cat just left throw up in my shoe. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only guess I get.
Hey, technically,
yeah.
that's a little goblin present.
It is.
Technically.
Technically, it's the
Mm.
best you can do. It's that or a dead mouse. Which would you
Yeah,
prefer?
it's kind of what they do. Yeah. Mm,
So Yule is a huge holiday. Obviously, we
Huge.
could go on and on. There's
we
influences all over the
could.
world. It's something that celebrates, it everybody celebrates it different depending on your culture. So, just so we don't eat up too much time,
That's true.
would we like to move on to the next one?
We've only
Imbolc
done
and
2. I'm
Bethany,
like,
you can you can tell us a little bit about Imbolc.
People are starting to skip ahead right now. They're like, come on, next. Okay, yeah, so in bulk. So this is actually, I am terrible at celebrating the wheel, and I need to do better. It's something that I'm going to try and do better as we go on. But in bulk is the one that I've ever gotten close enough to actually celebrate and do the customs and stuff. And in bulk is the awakening of the land after winter. Um, so we've already hit the longest night of the year. We survived that, right? So now we're going to
barely.
Ibuk, which is celebrate, right? Which is celebrated between February like 1st and 2nd, right? So these are always like ranges, so it's never exact. But funnily enough, if that's a word, um,
Fundily? It's a new one.
funnily enough,
I like it. It's a nice one. I like it.
if you have chickens, this marks the day that they will start laying more again. So it's when eggs will start returning more regularly because chickens start not laying during the winter because they need the light, right? So Imbolc actually marks that. So that's actually, it's also sheep's lactation, apparently.
This has to do with a lot of livestock and preparation for the growing season. A lot of depending on what growing season you're in. Like if you're in zone 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. A lot of people start sowing their seeds, not necessarily in the ground, but they start planting them and getting them ready for the spring. Because in most places, not where I live, unfortunately, it really pisses me off. But in most places, you can start your seeds and plant them in the ground at the end of May or end of March, early May. So in February, you're going to want to start your seeds and get them going because it's the return of the land, essentially the awakening of the land. So it's to prepare for the defrost of winter. So we're still really heavily into winter, the northern hemisphere in February. Which we should probably mention that the wheel is flipped if you're in the southern hemisphere, by the way. So
let's
all
not
the
get
dates that
crazy.
we're talking about, it's flipped.
Let's get crazy down now.
But for northern hemisphere, that's where we are. So we'll keep talking about that.
Google it. That's all I can say.
Did you say Uruguay?
I said Google it. That's all I
Okay.
can say. Ooga booga. That ain't pretty on
It's like
brand
Kung
for
Fu
me.
Panda.
If
What?
we're being fair. Kung Fu Panda? What are you doing here?
What holiday does he celebrate? Oh, good God.
He celebrates Dumpling Day. Oh my
Dumpling
God.
Day.
All right. So this is all about illumination, inspiration, and spiritual cleansing. So it's all about fire, light, purification, renewal, fertility, agriculture, oats and dairy, and the goddess, the primary deity that is associated with this one is Brigitte or Bridget, whichever way you want to say it.
It's a hard
So
stripper name.
she's pretty cool. Yeah. She's pretty cool. She's always pictured with like bunnies and sheep and stuff like that because again, this is when a lot of livestock are birthing. So she brings in the babies. Not to be confused with Ostera, which we'll get to next, but she's like the early version of it. So this is when everyone that the livestock actually tend to start birthing and or get pregnant. So it's all about that.
Baby making time.
Exactly. So also other figures are, oh Lord, I'm not going to say this right, and hopefully Vex can correct me. Kalich.
Oh, yeah. I had that one too. Haley, I think.
Yeah, so it's when she basically hands over everything to Brigitte. So it's Cailleach. So if you guys know how to pronounce it, please
Kalish?
comment. Kalish? I don't know. It's
Some variation of that. Please correct us in the comments.
Yeah,
Please
give us
do.
like the
Probably butchering it.
spell it out phonetically for us if you could be so kind. But she is called the Winter Hag. So she is essentially handing off everything to Brigitte. And hag, I know sounds rude, but that's just the like final form of woman. I don't know. So mother maiden crone or mother maiden hag. So hag is generally a kind of not great term to tell to like you're not supposed to go up to a woman and be like, damn, you a hag, but like
Damn hag, you hot.
you a hot hag. I don't know.
You hot.
But it just means an older woman. And Brigitte is very young, so fresh energy, new beginnings, all that fun stuff. A really cool thing that you can do, especially if you do have children, is Brigitte's cross. So it's this woven pattern of you go collect like grass or twigs or like something that you can bend, reeds, something bendable and easily weavable. And you build and you make this cross that looks like a square but like turned. I don't know. It's like
I'll throw a picture
I don't
of
know.
it
Thank
somewhere
you.
in here
Because I don't want to.
She's gonna break her brain trying to do this.
It's like this.
Like, not the chakra, Diana.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Okay, continue.
And then also build the Brigitte's crosses and dolls. So the dolls are basically to draw in Brigitte, and because again, she is a maiden. So she's young. And it's all about protection and prosperity. So you're going to hang the crosses, you're going to hang the dolls for the period between Imbolc and Austera. So you would have these things out that you would build on Imbolc, and then you'd keep them up until Austera. And then also offerings and feasts. So everything is a feast. So that's super cool. So because animals, right? So because animals are birthing at this point, that means you have fresh milk again. You have dairy, you have butter, you have eggs. So all of those. And then also still we're into bread, soups, and berry based treats. And then again, setting your seeds. And also that doesn't just mean literally. This is a time to plant your seeds as intentions, not just actual freaking seeds. Like journal, set yourself, and this could be a refresh of what you did on Samhain, and also
Sam
Yeah, you did.
Wayne
You
divination.
got it that time.
Yes.
on Sam Wayne.
I mean, you could also literally plant your seed, but do that at your own risk.
Yeah,
Wrap it up, boys.
dirty. You might get pregnant. Um,
Not
but
me.
hey,
In
if
this economy,
if you're
Nah.
having if you are having fertility issues, that might be a good time to really put some effort behind it. Um, but yeah, so purification, regrowth, planting your seeds, the return of dairy, essentially, which I'm sure would be horrific to a lactose intolerant person, but um, good for everyone else who can have dairy.
it's not your time.
Yeah. So next up, we have Ostara.
Ostara, correct?
Ostara.
Yes, yes. And I mean, it obviously follows very closely with Imbolc. A lot of these holidays, you'll kind of notice it's sort of one passing the baton to the other. And it is good to note here that um some some practices, some spiritualities don't celebrate all 8 of these. They only celebrate the main 4 Sabbats, which would represent each solstice and or equinox. So that's why there's so many on the witches wheel. But for like Celtics, I think, or Celts, they only celebrate the main solstices. So, or equinoxes. I think
Both.
the main equinoxes. No, they only celebrate the 4. So
So
they
it'd
don't
be
celebrate all 8.
so we have 2 solstices and 2 equinoxes, and then we have
Okay,
other
okay,
ones
okay.
sprinkled in.
And that's where I'm getting confused.
That's right. Which fight?
So
Which
for Ostara,
Okay.
battle it out.
I was here for it.
For Ostara, a lot of what I'm about to tell you guys is going to sound extremely familiar. I'm just going to let you know right now. And I'll hold my breath until the end as much as I can. All right. But it's most well known as Easter. Okay. Um, it is not a Celtic holiday, and it's not. This one is not. Ostara is not a Celtic holiday. The celebration itself originated from Germanic traditions, and the main deity that is now like um hailed, I guess we'll say, for the holiday, is uh, Eoster. Eoster? Eoster. I'm gonna pronounce it terribly, okay,
Yeah.
because I'm not Germanic. Or Anglo-Saxon. Sorry, she's an Anglo-Saxon deity, and I got beef with them peoples. So, Oster, which is where we get the name Easter. Like that, it's literally Oster is spelled Eostre, and Easter is obviously Easter. So they literally just changed a few letters around, and we're like, here you go, good enough.
Good enough. Yeah.
Which is also why we associate it with like rabbits and eggs, because obviously fertility. This is a huge holiday about fertility. It's all about actually the celebration of fertility. It marks the equinox of the the day that has equal day and equal night. So the daytime will be the same as the nighttime, be 12 to 12, giving us a full 24 hours. Um Historically, it was celebrated with massive feasts and sacrificial ceremonies, nod to the sacrificial lamb, wink wink, nudge nudge.
What?
Um and lots of sexual activity. So literally the whole freaking thing was, let's have a bonfire, let's eat a whole bunch, and then let's just go crazy in the sack.
Let's fuck.
That's Sarah. Boom, you got it. Today though, we typically celebrate it for renewal, balance, rejuvenation, and change. And it is usually with simple rituals, hearty meals, and planting seeds to welcome in spring. And I did forget to mention at the beginning. It is typically celebrated somewhere between March 20th and March 22nd. It changes year to year because it's one of those holidays that you got to wait for the day of equal night and equal day, and then that's the day you celebrate it. So it does change year to year, but it typically is somewhere between the 20th and 22nd.
All right. So then next up we have Beltane, right?
Beltane.
Beltane. Beltane. You talk
Beltane.
about celebrating fertility. Like that's literally, this is like the holiday for it. This is
Uh-huh.
like, guys, we are locking in on Beltane. This is fire. This is passion. This is fertility. This is union. This is abundance and life force, right? This is what Beltane is, from what I understand, right? So, and it's another one of those days where the veil is thin. So while
Mhm.
you're making babies, your ancestors are just right there. They're watching. They're just real close.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Yo.
They're like, yo, what are you doing? Yeah. It's basically it. I mean, this is where you're going to see the maypole. This is where you're going to see hand fasting. You're going to see a lot of face stuff, and if you're into dark romance like I am, the face stuff, all day. So yeah, Beltane's about love and attraction, fertility, conception, abundance, and growth. Um, this is one that I've heard about before my witchy days. Was Beltane was a day that was something I definitely heard about. Like it's kind of one of the big deals. So it's bonfires and all the things. So I can't think of like when it really resonates with any other holiday. Like I'm trying to figure this out because it's like they all seem to resonate with a certain holiday. So I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? This one
This
kind
one
of.
doesn't.
It really, yeah,
This
like it really
this
doesn't.
one this one stands alone, and I think that's why this is actually one of the biggest holidays where if people are on the fringe and they're trying to get into this area, whether it be paganism or full-blown witchcraft, this is the holiday that usually gets people because it is so fun. It's in the summer, everyone's ready to party, everyone's ready to drink, the nights are beautiful,
Yeah, it's like May
and warm
1st.
and fun. So I believe Beltane is actually on it's summer solstice, so it'd be in
Yeah,
June,
so
June
it's
20.
yes. So no, so I'm seeing celebrate around May
It's May
1st.
1st. Yeah.
Really?
Midpoint between Astara and Letha. And
I
so
totally
yeah.
thought it was summer solstice would be
Mm-mm.
January or June 21st. My bad.
That's
No. No, no,
Lita.
no, no, no.
That's the
So
Lisa? Lisa. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I have them confused. Oh, because it's the maypole. Okay, I'm a dumbass. Sorry.
it's a maypole. Yeah, and it's all about fairy communication. So if you want to talk to fairies, this is like when you want to do it. Especially
Bethany,
them
that's
like
your wheelhouse.
hot bat winged guys with
Hmm.
tattoo fairies. The ones in the
Yeah.
books. Yeah, this is when you talk to them.
Well,
Solomon, the ones in the book.
Um,
speaking of which, if you want to go into that, that is the celebration that Favra meets Resand. It is a Beltane
which I love
celebration.
because this is about the doing love and self love rituals.
Hmm.
So I'm just saying, this is the time. This is when you want to like celebrate the spending time with yourself and your loved one. Um, yeah, no, Beltane's hot. Beltane's hot from what
Hot.
I'm getting. Yeah, Beltane's super hot. It's all about fire and passion and all the things I
There's
like.
probably
So
fucking
yeah,
in it too. I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah,
They probably did it at the bonfire.
probably did the
For sure.
bonfire. But yeah, fertility,
Dirty.
passion, celebrating life and bloom. flower crowns, maypoles. Like your typical, when you think about women dancing around a maypole in their flowy dresses, that's Beltane, right? That is when they're being little hoes by the campfire. That's Beltane.
Throwing it back for the deities.
Throwing it
Yep.
back.
Yo,
That's right.
who gonna catch this?
Yeah. It says, modern witches use this time to spark creativity, honor love and desire. Maybe dance barefoot in a field, light a candle, and flirt with the fairies. Whatever is your vibe.
Oh. But
Ooh.
practice fire safety, you guys, because if you're going to take flame out to a field,
Yeah.
please don't
Stop,
burn the
drop,
whole
and
damn
roll.
thing down.
Stop,
Don't
drop, and
burn
roll.
down yet. Don't burn down a town or anything.
Yeah.
Be aware of your fire codes. Be aware of
Be-
the wind positions.
Be safe.
Pay attention to fire advisories. Okay.
Burn
Dig
I get
up-
it. Fire's fun.
Burn ban.
But you will go to jail or be heavily fined if you burn down your
Yeah.
community. I'm
Yeah,
just
please
saying.
don't.
Yeah.
But it's about romance. Like, I think Beltane is like, I love it because it's like fire, hot, romance, bonfires.
It's very
fairies.
sexy.
It's just like,
You would love
that's
it.
all my
Very
vibe.
fitting for
Yes,
you.
very much
Yeah,
my vibe.
yeah, yeah.
Very much my vibe. Definitely, and it's about that. I mean, it's literally about the time that I'm at the Ren Fair, so it makes sense. Like that's all when all that's going on. So
Yeah, actually, a lot of Ren fairs do Beltane celebrations. They'll do
Yeah.
maypoles. They'll do
all those things.
bonfires, big
Yeah.
events to
So
celebrate.
it's
it, yeah.
definitely something.
Yeah.
Our next one is Letha,
Letha.
which is, as you guys were confusing it before, it is the summer solstice. I believe it's supposed to be when the sun is at its peak, but the whole point of the holiday is to celebrate the power of the sun and its ability to bring in all these glorious soon to be new harvests, as it's going to be working really hard to sprout all these seeds and keep the weather just right so that seeds can sprout. Letha is typically celebrated in June around the 20th to 22nd, and it is the longest day and the shortest night.
Woo, woo.
The sun will set earlier from this day on. So this marks the first day that the sun will set earlier, and from there it will set earlier and earlier every day or whatever, every month, until we reach Yule. Historically, it was celebrated with, again, a hilltop bonfire and dancing and jumping over or through the flames for good luck. And it was observed through many different cultures, such as the Celts, the Romans, and Native Americans. So that's another one that we see all throughout cultures, all throughout the world, of people practicing or celebrating this holiday. Because again, it's one of the biggest, it's one of the big ones, summer
Like
solstice. It's
you
the
know what
start
I'm
of
noticing is that we
summer.
like to set shit on fire. Like every holiday
We
is
do,
like
of course.
it's a bonfire.
Well, fire itself is
Shit's
extremely
on fire.
ritualistic. You gotta keep that in
Everything's a
mind.
bonfire.
Food and fire. Food, fire, and
Celebrate
fucking.
Yep.
The three
Yeah.
F's. Food,
fire,
fucking, and fire.
The most important things in life.
Yep.
You know?
3 F's.
So today, it's
Truth to
typically
that.
celebrated by decorating your altar, doing rites of redirection, or sorry, not redirection, rededication.
Redirection.
I mean, hey, we need it sometimes.
Some
Yeah.
days.
And divinations. It's related to love and romance and noon rituals. Noon rituals are
I mean,
it's best
really,
to, well, they
food,
say
fire,
that
and
it's best
fucking
if you're gonna do rituals.
everything.
It's best to do it or start it at noon. That way you're like the peak of the day, and then you have the sun the sun at its most powerful. Is what I'm trying to say.
Ooh, what if you peaked
Fuck all day
when the sun
long.
peaked? Yeah,
What if you peaked
that would be
the
a
sun-
That'd be pretty
powerful. That would be powerful right there.
Just don't go outside out in down south because
If
it's hot
you
as hell
peaked
and you'll
when the
melt. You'll
sun
literally
peaked.
feel like you're melting.
That means I'd have to go
Don't-
up
A lot of
early.
people-
Nah.
Don't get a sunburn on your butthole.
Yeah.
A lot of people for this day they'll keep a candle lit at their altar for the day, like for the whole day, and they'll just let it burn. And essentially it's a great time for masculine rituals, masculine energy, or if you feel like something needs to get fired up, like something's been stagnant, something needs to be ignited, or pushed into fruition, now would be a good time to cast away at that. And that is Letha for us.
Sunburn in our buttholes. I'm here for it.
Gosh, that doesn't sound pleasant.
Is that equal to the bleaching
Yeah.
thing? I don't know.
You would literally have to sit spread eagle, ass, like face down, ass up,
Well, that's the
pointed
way I
directly
like
at the
to.
sun.
I mean, that's Two Life Crew. It says that's how it is
I
done.
think you're celebrating the wrong holiday,
The
guys.
wrong way.
I think we need to go back to
Two Life
Astara.
Crew, our lords and saviors, stated that is how it's done, my guy. So,
Oh.
if that's what we have to do to fill whatever we need to fill for that holiday, then
The
so be it.
voids. Our voids.
Filling
Yes.
stuff.
Our gaping voids.
Yeah.
Oh, the brews part of this podcast is kicking in
The
at this point with our
brews.
friend Dana and I.
2 more. I
Oh,
believe in us.
We're
Lord.
almost
All right.
there. We're getting there.
All right, so I have the next two, which is llamas, because I'm not even going to attempt to try and say the other version of this.
That's the animal
holiday.
that spits at you, right? The
Lugnasta.
one that spits at you, llamas?
Llamas, yes,
Oh,
llamas,
okay.
not llamas.
Not
Llamas,
llamas,
Lamas.
llamas.
llamas.
Okay.
No, not llamas. That's delivery and birth. But no, it's also. I am gonna try, guys. So get ready to laugh. Lunasadas.
I don't think you did terrible. Look, I think it's got a little bit more grit because I believe it's German.
Look at
Like,
that!
Lugnasta. Lugnasta. Gotta say it angry a little bit, I think. We're so sorry. Please tell us in the comments how to properly pronounce it. If you know,
Oh
you know.
my god. I do have German blood. Don't cancel me, please. I just can't say it. Oh my god. All right, so I'm just going to say llamas because that's the one I can say. Oh, Lord. And this is this is most commonly celebrated during August 1st in the northern hemisphere. And this is about the first harvest of grains. And I will say that I agree with this because I do try and garden poorly, but I do try. I do try. Very, very hard, but I'm just not very good at it. And this is about the time that actually all my plants are actually starting to produce and I can actually start harvesting.
Start
So this
producing
actually
and
lights
die
up.
immediately.
Yeah. Well, if they're not dead already or eaten by the freaking squirrels that keep eating all my stuff. They ate all my beans. I'm so pissed. I was like, every single one of them are gone. I'm so upset. Anyway, so this is specifically about the first harvest of grains, particularly wheat. And it's a time of abundance, gratitude, and community. So this is when communities come together, you share your harvest, and you have all your fresh stuff. So all the wheat's ready to be harvested, corn's ready to be harvested usually. And if you're in the right grow zone, my corn is only about 2 feet tall because it won't grow. So mad at it right now. And
Gotta get some ducks. So you got some natural fertilizer with high nitrates. Or nitrogen, whichever one it is.
Well, it's because I'm at a really high elevation and it doesn't like that.
High elevation makes corn grow shorter? The hell is that?
Yeah, because like it doesn't like how high the elevation is. It's legit. I'm not making it up. And then also because I'm in northern desert, like there's no humidity whatsoever. So my sun is super direct. So even though we've had a lot of rain this year, my poor corn is only up to like my knee, and that's only like 7 out of the like
5
50
feet
plants
tall,
that I
bitch.
grew. Yeah, it's like so short, and it's
Normal
already trying to
corn growth.
grow. Yeah,
You're
it's supposed to
giant.
be up here, but it's way down here, and it's already trying to grow ears. And I'm like, I appreciate your effort and everything you're putting into this, but like, you are way too small to try and do this. It's not going well,
Says
you
the
guys.
tall
But
person. It's probably normal sized, but you're just giant, so it doesn't.
that is true.
You know,
You-
I'm just
you
saying.
could-
if I were there, I'd be like, "It's
you
normal
could go-
corn." And
Yeah, you could go lay in my cornfield and be like, wow, your plants look beautiful. But I look at it and I'm like, no.
oh no,
Not good enough.
you're too small.
Where's my
Grow
beanstalk?
bigger.
Where's the beanstalk?
Oh. But yes, so sometimes called Well, that's actually the Celtic version, and I have no idea how to say it because Celtic letters don't actually mean what they fucking say. So I have no idea what it is. And Lammas is actually the
Good. Bless.
Anglo-Saxon, meaning loaf bass. So again, because you're harvesting wheat and grains, corn, barley, oats, all that fun stuff. That's coming ready for August 1st. So this is a super big harvest. One, and it's basically the blessing of the first bread. So I'm sure plenty of people can be like, yeah, I like to worship bread. Bread is the best thing in the world. I personally I don't love bread, but like I'm married to a man who absolutely
Who's
would
made of
die
bread?
without bread.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I tried to get him to do keto with me, and he was like, I can't do it because he loves bread so much. But again, it's about strength, protection, and transformation. Because again, fire and sun and fire, bread and grains, community, and games. So it's all about gathering together, enjoying each other, taking a break from the hard work because you've been tending to your fields for so long, and being able to just come together. So this is when a lot of fairs and contests come together, come out, like state fairs and everything around this time. To this day, state fairs usually launch around August 1st and go into September. The primary deity is, it's another Celtic name.
Oh dear God, Lord help us.
It's
All right.
it's Lugh. So I have no idea if it's just Lou or Lug.
Lug. Lug.
Lug.
Lug.
Lug. I don't know. Lug. I apologize to all the Celtic people out there. I need to learn how to speak your language.
Yes.
Celtic. That's right. Celtic. See, I even fucked that up. Celtic people.
It's okay. We love you regardless. It's all right, Bethany.
But he is the god of craftsmanship, skill, and light. So he is the patron of harvests and the protector of people. So if you want to reach out to a god, he is the one to do it on this one. And he is the one that you would want to give an offering to if you are looking for a good, positive harvest and or positive feelings and such, like around anything like grains, bread, and gathering of community. So super fun there. Other figures is
Oh, here we go. All right, give us your best shot.
it's the same one from Imbolc. Kalik. She is essentially coming back at this time, getting ready to take over. So essentially, like Imbolc hands it off to Brigitte, and then at this point, Mr. Lug hands it back to her. So she starts getting ready to prepare the world to winter again and go dormant. There's also the corn mother, grain goddess, representing fertility of the land. That is unnamed. I don't know who that is. And ways to celebrate will be obviously baking any bread, anything with grains, offering the bread to spirits, ancestors, and sharing with friends and family. Harvest feasts. So again, corn, wheat, barley, fruits, and vegetables. It's a mid-year reflection of what's grown, what needs attention, and what you want to reap later. So that's what you want to focus on. Oh, and then I'm going to keep going. So sorry.
I need more to drink. That's yeah, my bottle's
so
empty.
Mabon. Thank you, Vex.
Yeah, Mabon.
So this is an actual equinox one. So again, the major solstice and equinoxes, there's only 4 of them. It's going to be the winter solstice, which is Yule, spring equinox, which is Austera, summer solstice, which is Letha, and fall equinox, which is Mabon. Maybe it's Maybelline. You generally celebrate this one between the 21st and 24th of September. And It's the second harvest festival. So at this point, this would be you harvest whatever is left growing in your fields, and you prepare your fields and your garden
You
for
harvest.
winter.
You're harvesting your mascara. That's what I said.
You're harvesting. Rip it.
Exactly. So yeah, this is autumn equinox. So this is a big one. So if you don't want to celebrate Lammas, your next step would be Mabon. So this is all about balance and equinox. Day and night are equal. So this is another equal day, similar to Ostera. So this is the opposite, essentially. So instead of getting ready to grow, having everything have babies and make babies and all that fun stuff, this is time to start calming down and preparing for winter. So this is super cool. So this is about balancing work and rest, giving and receiving, light and dark. So this is all about balance. So harvest and gratitude, be happy for what the earth gave you, be happy for what the gods and goddesses gave to you. And essentially it's the second and also last harvest, essentially. There's still, well, I guess the last harvest would technically be Samhain, because like pumpkins and squash and stuff like that is still
Wayne.
Samhain. Sorry.
She's doing her best. She's doing her best.
I'm trying, you guys. Leaves and trees, apples and nuts. So this is all associated with knowledge, prophecy, divination, hidden potential and nourishment, abundance.
Food,
So this
fire,
is
and
where
fucking.
exactly. This is where the cornucopia comes from. So it's abundance and having everything to get you through the winter and preparing for it, and also getting ready to like kind of snuggle down and get ready for winter. So in wealth mythology, there's literally a god called Mabon, god of youth, rejuvenation, and the harvest, sometimes associated with rebirth in the cycle of life. Other figures is Demeter, which is Greek, and Circes, which is Roman. So goddess of agriculture, grain, and harvest. Both of those are goddesses of that. And then the green man, I vibe with him. Or the Oak King is what he's sometimes called, and he represents nature, growth, and season cycles. So these are some deities that you can, if you work with deities, you can call out to them and help them as well. So that's really cool. I believe this. So and Vex, hopefully you can correct me, but I believe if you follow Greek mythology and Greek pantheons, I believe that Mabon is when Persephone goes down to the underworld, and Ostera is when she returns. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Because that's the whole reason, if you remember correctly from the lore, that's the whole reason we fall into winter, is because that's when Hades took Persephone away, or when Persephone went away with Hades. It depends which myth you want to believe. I like to romanticize the hell out of it. I probably shouldn't, but I do. Like the story of Persephone and Demeter is one of my favorite stories.
Yes, I vibe with Persephone for sure. So, Dana,
I
I
don't know
can
who
see your face.
Persephone is.
So, what? You don't
Look,
even know?
Listen, okay, look, I will look into
Listen,
it.
Linda,
I
listen.
will listen, Linda. Okay, look,
Listen, Linda, listen.
I'll do my research and shit. Okay, like I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Okay.
Persephone is Hades' wife.
Uh-huh.
She was Demeter's daughter,
Uh-huh.
and she was taken down by Hades because she was so beautiful, and he was just so mesmerized by her beauty. And then when she went down to hell, she ended up eating of the pomegranate, which forced her to stay. But because she was so beautiful and so charismatic, Hades was like, "I'll let you go up and see your mama. You don't have to stay here forever. Go see your mama." Okay, so during the spring, I think it's during the spring and autumn,
Go see your mama.
she goes up to see her mama, and then during no, it's not spring and autumn, it's spring and summer, she goes up to see her mother, and then during autumn and winter, oh my lord, she goes back down with Hades, and that's their yearly custody
Oh, so
battle or
he's like, go
custody
see your mama,
arrangement.
but come back here to get some food, fire, and fornication, right? So it's like,
Yes,
yeah. And then
absolutely.
we do this.
Be my wifey,
Be
be
my
my
wifey, but go see
waifu.
your mama for a minute, but then you better come on back to, hotness. All right, yeah,
Big daddy.
big
Yeah,
daddy.
big daddy.
Come back to daddy.
So,
All right,
so yeah,
I'll read about it. I mean, it
well,
sounds
in
interesting.
a lot of lore takes that, like, with Persephone leaving in the fall, that's why the earth goes dormant and goes into winter. But it's
Yes.
actually because Demeter is the goddess of all of that, of growing fields, of everything
Correct.
being
Yes.
growing and all that fun stuff.
She's
She's
the
literally
goddess of
mourning.
harvest. Yes.
Yeah, she's literally mourning the loss of her daughter because she went down to the underworld. So it's actually Demeter controlling the seasons, I guess, and not Persephone, which was something that I had wrong for many, many years. I thought it was just Persephone leaving the world, lost like the vibrancy and everything, and when she returns is when everything
No, it's
comes
because
back
her
to
mama
life.
is all sad beans.
It's her mama.
Which understandable. If I left
She just wants to hear her
my
mama.
mama would be like that too.
Yeah, just to hear
Yeah.
mama. Yeah.
But a lot of lore, so it changes, just like Vex was saying, where Persephone is either a prisoner of Hades. But I am with Vex, and I agree that I think she actually like rules the underground because she's pretty much a
Right, and
badass.
my logic behind it is, bro, Hades has had such a hard life, okay? He drew the short stick in every way, shape, or form. He has tried so many times to get a wife from Zeus, and Zeus just keeps going like, fuck you, bro, I fucking hate you, bro, like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
So when he sees Persephone, she's so gorgeous, he can't help himself. He
Yeah.
can't help himself. And because she is just an amazing person, a beautiful little being, crafted from her mother's goddess hands, right? She sees all the not hatred, all the sorrow in Hades, and she can't help but to fall in love with him.
Oh, she
Okay, and
sounds like,
maybe
oh, that's like.
I look, it's one of my favorite stories. I love it so much. I love it so much. It's my favorite.
I
What?
didn't know this.
Oh no.
I just looked up because I was like, who? I know Demeter is Persephone's mother, but I was like, who's her daddy? And it's freaking Zeus. Of course, it's Zeus. Zeus fucked everything.
He's a hoe, brother.
Zeus is the
This
hoe
was
of
your
hoes.
situationship.
He's a dirty, dirty boy.
Dirty
Somebody
boy.
needs to lock that man
Manipulated.
away. And
He's
Hera tried.
he's got a few STDs, you know that.
That sounds familiar.
Hey, Hera has honestly, God-given tried to keep that man in the castle, and
that
he's a wandering
He's like,
boy.
nah.
poor Hera. I know.
Poor
I feel
Hera.
bad for Hera.
Hera needs a divorce.
She married a whore. Like, sorry. Not even a whore. He don't get
She also
paid. She married a slut.
brother, so
I mean, that's true. They are all related, which is super creepy.
They're all related. Yeah, it's
Ugh.
weird.
they are.
Blech.
They
Blech.
all are indeed.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah, because
One
Zeus is
unto the
also
other.
Persephone's uncle because Demeter is Zeus's sister. So of course,
I am my own
it's
grandpa.
weird.
I am my
Yeah.
own grandpa.
Try figuring out that family
Let's
tree.
it has
Right,
no
so-
branches. It's just
The
straight
Greek
up
gods
and
got
down.
nothing on
With
Alabama.
no branches. Yeah, no branches at all.
And that
It's kinda like
means
the
Hades is technically her uncle as well, and
Yeah,
her cousin
yeah.
probably.
Yeah,
But
and
we're
yeah,
not
they're all
gonna think too hard
romanticizing
into
it.
that.
No, we're not.
yeah.
No, we're not. Because
You
ew,
No, we're
can't.
not.
Like I said, they're literally all related. The only ones that aren't related are the women that Zeus ran off of Olympus and made demigods with. Those
Yeah.
are the only ones.
The demigods, yeah. Anyway, I do love the
And even
lore.
that gets dicey because the demigods start a fucking.
Anyway,
Yeah, because
where are
they're
we
like,
in
yeah, follow suit.
mess of
But
holidays?
yeah,
Have we come full circle yet?
we have come
We
full
have.
full
Mabon was our
circle.
last one.
Mabon was the last one. But yeah, I do love me some Persephone. If I did follow gods and goddesses, I would probably follow her for sure because she's baller, and I do believe that she runs the underworld when she's down there because she's pretty badass.
So
So
she has Hades by
It's
the
also-
balls. She has Hades by the
She
balls.
It's
does.
also super funny
okay.
if you watch like anything that's based like anything modern that's based on Greek mythology. It's very interesting because they will also position Persephone in like the one who wears the pants, you know, and Hades kind of just does whatever Persephone says because he loves her so much. There was only one time I think in Percy Jackson, that movie, they depicted Hades as being like abusive and terrible, and Persephone was like trapped there and stuff, and that's why she helped free them. But that's like one of the only depictions where Hades is actually cruel to Persephone. In all other modern depictions, he's very in love with her, very like golden retriever boy to her, and basically whatever she wishes, he is there to grant it for her.
Yeah. Or maybe
Where do we find
what's
that
this?
man in the world?
Cerberus,
That's like
right?
I'm gonna fuck your brains out for 6
Cerberus?
months, but then for the last 6 months, go see your mom and take a break. But then when you come back, oh no.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And he buys the
Yeah.
plane
I mean, he
ticket.
does get a break every 2 months, you know,
Yeah.
or every 4 months, I guess, because she stays up there for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, did you guys watch Kronos? It's on
Yes.
Netflix.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. There's also Chaos. Chaos is so
Chaos.
good.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Maybe is that the live action one of the modern Greek gods
It has
with Jack Goldblum playing Zeus? Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff
Sorry,
Goldblum.
not Jack.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum playing
Yes.
Zeus. Yes. Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. Chaos. Chaos. Thank you, not Kronos.
Yes. It is
Yeah,
so
no, I
good.
love those. I really hope they make more seasons because it was fantastic. And that's another one that makes Persephone a freaking badass. I was like, yes, queen. Like,
I need to I
let's
need to watch
go.
this because yeah, I've never heard of it.
Oh
So
yes, Chaos is very, very good. You'll love it,
okay.
Gina.
Yeah, Chaos is great.
Cedric just told me about American Gods, and I'm
That's a
really
good one.
excited to watch that one.
I also recommend the book. It's a really good book.
Yeah, he has the book. He's told me about the book for a long while, but he just told me about the movie or the show. And apparently, you know, Neil Gaiman to that man, but he did have a
It's such
strong
good
hand
stuff,
in
though.
producing the show.
Yeah,
What
because
a
he wrote the
creeper.
book.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did write the book.
he wrote the book.
I
But
hate
The author
when
of
men
many,
are
many great
just
books and
got to be
screenplays.
creepers after they create something
yeah,
cool.
Yep.
but
And
then
that's why we say boo to that man, but also
they create really
creative shit.
cool stuff, and it's like,
Yeah,
well, I like your stuff, but I hate
it
you.
sucks.
So
Well, just and then like the solution to that, right, is just buy everything secondhand,
yeah,
thrift it. Don't get it directly from him. You know,
yeah,
if you got to sail the seven seas for the show, right? Just make sure the money doesn't go back to him.
Still the seven seas. I get that reference.
I don't
I know what
promote
you're
the
talking
other
about.
thing.
Just saying.
it's awesome. So yeah, so that is the wheel of the year. So you can do all 8, you can do 4, you can do 1, you can do whatever you want, because again, that's witchcraft. You get to decide what you want to do and how you practice, which is the beauty of it. That's what I love most about it. I personally would like to do better at celebrating these and doing all that fun stuff, and actually focusing on these things and growing, as everyone should be always growing, always learning, always evolving. You should never want to stay stagnant. And if you are, tell me why, because that would be really interesting.
Yeah, I think you need to focus on how to say names right. Honest to God.
I I do need to deep dive into that. Thank you for calling me out on that, because yes, I am the
Yeah.
worst at it. Although I can't
It's,
even speak like normal English, so I don't know how I'm going to speak like
yeah.
not English.
I think the most important thing too for the holidays is don't put too much pressure on yourself for celebrating, right? Like a lot of these holidays, as we were discussing, a lot of them were kind of already baked into our modern celebrations. Do we agree with how they got there? No. Are all the celebrations the right way to do it? Maybe not. But it's 2025. We're going through economic crisis, and we do what we can. The most important thing for every single one of these holidays, and you'll come to find a common trend, is coming together with your community and thanking the earth for what it gives us. You don't even have to necessarily thank a deity if you're a little skeptical or a little worried about working with deities, but at least thank the energies that help us thrive, because without this natural rhythm, without this natural cycle, we wouldn't be able to celebrate all the beautiful things. Hell, we wouldn't even be here. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, you know? A simple holiday, even if you don't know any other witches, invite some friends over, cook a good meal with them. Talk about some of the things you guys have experienced through the year. If you have a little at-home garden, maybe spend an hour or two harvesting some of what you've grown for the year. It's not hard. You don't have to put a lot of pressure on yourself, and it doesn't have to be this huge big thing. And
Yep.
the awesome thing about it is because witchcraft is having such a resurgence, we are seeing more and more of these holidays being celebrated communally. Like there are a bunch of, I'm not super involved with them because there's a lot there's a lot that happens in Louisiana. We'll get into that another day. But I am very careful with the witches that I go around in Louisiana. But even here, down south in the Bible Belt, there are still groups of bunch of different witches from all different sorts of crafts who come together to celebrate these different holidays on their solstices or their equinoxes and all of those good things. And even if you don't go to those again, you can do simple little celebrations at home. It's all about intent and really making sure you're connected, not only with your community but also with the energy of the earth, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would think I would agree. You know, as baby witch over here, I mean, to me, it's like the holidays are what you make of it. You know, there's a lot of food, fire, and clearly other
Fun.
things.
Fornication, like Dana
Fornication.
likes to
You
say.
know, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, whatever makes your heart happy, whatever makes your soul happy. You know, like spend it with your friends, your
All in all,
family.
they're pretty simple to celebrate, you know?
Pretty simple
Yeah.
to celebrate, and however you celebrate, it's how you celebrate it. Whether it be the holidays that you were born with, or raised with, or what you're discovering now. You know, just the whole point is to be together with family and friends, um, and to celebrate life in general. Be happy with what you have. You know, be grateful for what you have. Be celebrating of what you have, and look forward to what's to come.
Yep.
I mean, no matter how you
And
celebrate it.
and even if you're not harvesting from an actual like garden or field or something like that, like you have to understand that you going to the grocery store and being able to buy the groceries that you want to buy, that's harvesting.
That's where I
That's
harvest from. Yeah, yeah. I'm
yeah.
harvesting
So
from.
you can go harvest from Kroger's or Whole Foods or whatever you want, and that's harvesting. So make sure you guys get back. Make sure you guys give thanks for all that fun stuff.
You can also go harvest around your neighborhood.
Yep.
Wildflowers are everywhere. Wild roots
Yeah,
and
I
plants
I
are
go to my
everywhere.
neighbor's house. I
My
fill up his
favorite thing
refrigerator all the time. Just
my
harvest.
favorite thing to do is on my phone I have an app called Plant Identifier. Picture
Oh,
this.
I
That's what
have
it's called.
I have that
Picture
one
Picture
too.
this.
this. I have that
And
too.
it like helps scan to tell you what different plants are, if they're toxic, what they can be used for. It even tells you their like spiritual uses and
Yep.
like religious practices and stuff. I love this app, right? And I'll just go sit out there for a few hours with my little basket, some scissors, and my app, and I'll just scan every little thing that I come across. I'm like, "Oop, can I use this? Nope. Can I use that? Is this okay? Is that okay?" And I could go at it for hours, really. So there's like so many different ways you can celebrate this.
A quick caveat though, if you're getting into herbs, make sure you know 100% what you're eating, because
Yes, don't ingest anything without properly
without
studying it.
10,000% sure that you know that that is what that herb is, please do not just
Scan
eat
it 20
plants.
times.
Yeah, use different sources. Make sure that you know. So please do not ingest anything that you are not 10,000% sure that you know what it is. And then also, there
Greg out
are
here for a pimp.
unfortunately very specific rules about foraging. Apparently you're not allowed to just pick up plants off the side of the road. That apparently is a felony, which goes back to laws that were set around the freedom of slaves. So it goes actually back to slavery to try and get
Yeah.
slaves
Well,
to starve. So that's cool. That's fun.
That's fun.
That's
yeah.
That's
cool.
fun. That's cool.
So
It
be careful
also
with
depends
foraging laws.
on what state you're in.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
So
different states will have different foraging laws, but
So be safe.
for the most part, you're
Ultimately,
good.
be safe when you're collecting herbs. Be safe when you're setting fires. Be safe when
When you're having fun
you're
and fornicating, be safe when you're fornicating.
enjoying
100%.
loved ones.
So safe when you're fornicating.
Yes,
Make
be
good
safe.
choices.
Thank you all so very much for joining us for another episode of Witches, Brews, and Banners. And catch us back next time to talk a little bit about numerology. It's more than just angel numbers, baby. Come back and find out.
Gonna call them 888 numbers, baby. Let's go.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. And we are so happy to see you guys back next time.
Yes. Much love.
Bye.
Ah, bye.